You trained for the career. Now build the business. This is the Muse Spring Minute, where aspiring tax professionals learn to launch and scale their own practice. Here's your host, Jason Carr.
Pricing is where most new preparers leave money on the table. They look at what H&R Block charges, cut it by 20%, and think they're being competitive. What they're actually doing is telling the market they're worth less. Let me help you avoid that. First, let's talk about what the market actually looks like. The National Society of Accountants surveys tax preparation fees every year. For a basic 1040 with the standard deduction, the national average is around $220 to $250. For a 1040 with itemized deductions, it's $300 to $350. Add a Schedule C for self-employment income and you're in the $400 to $500 range. State returns are typically an additional $50 to $75 each. H&R Block and the franchise operations charge comparable rates, but their overhead is enormous. You don't have a storefront lease, franchise royalties, or corporate marketing fees. Your margins are better, which means you can charge market rate and still earn more per return than a franchise preparer does. Here's my pricing framework for a new preparer. Charge flat fees, not hourly. Clients want to know what their return will cost before you start. Hourly billing creates anxiety and discourages people from asking questions, which is bad for the relationship and bad for accuracy. Quote a flat fee based on the complexity of the return, collect it before you file, and move on. Start at the market average, not below it. Your instinct will be to discount because you're new. Resist that instinct. A $150 return tells the client, this person is cheap. A $250 return tells the client, this person is a professional. You're not competing on price. You're competing on trust, attention, and accuracy. Create 2 or 3 service tiers. This is a technique from value-based pricing that works in every professional service. Offer a basic return, 1040 standard deduction at one price. Offer a comprehensive return, 1040 with itemized deductions, credits in one state at a higher price. And then offer a premium package, comprehensive return plus 30-minute tax planning review at the top price. Most clients will pick the middle tier and some will pick the top. Almost nobody picks the bottom. You've just increased your average revenue per client without doing any additional marketing. Raise your prices every year. Starting in year 2, raise your rates by $25 to $50 across the board. Notify your clients in November. Effective January 1st, my standard return fee will be $275, previously $250. Some clients will leave. That's fine. The ones who stay are more profitable, and the new clients coming in are already at a higher rate. Here's the math that matters. If you prepare 50 returns at an average of $250 each, that's $12,500 in your first tax season. At 100 returns and $300 average in year 2, that's $30,000. By year 3, at 150 returns and $350 average, you're at $52,000 just from tax season, before any year-round services. That's how a tax prep business grows. Not by cutting prices, but by building value and letting the numbers compound. Pricing strategy is something we spend a lot of time on inside the MuseSpring community because it's the single fastest lever for increasing your income without adding more clients. If you're interested in the program, MuseSpring.com has everything you need to know. I'm Jason Carr. Thanks for listening to the MuseSpring Minute.
Thanks for listening to the Muse Spring Minute. Subscribe and leave a review so other future tax pros can find the show. The Muse Spring Minute is produced by Muse Spring LLC for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or tax advice. For guidance specific to your situation, consult a qualified professional. Muse Spring LLC is not a law firm.